Hello, hello, beautiful people. It's me, Naima Adero, coming to talk to you guys again. This time, I want to talk about one of the things that I believe men and women need to face as it relates to the relationship scene these days. Fellas, one of the things that you guys need to understand is that the reason you're getting pushback from women is because of how women have been treated over the years by men. There's been mishandlement. I don't even know if that's a word, but men have mishandled women for years, probably forever so far. And the issue is that men have cheated on women, knowing that the woman they're cheating on was in love with them, really cared about them, was expecting for commitment and monogamy, and for them to be faithful to them. Men have abused women physically and mentally. Men have used women for their bodies, for their money, for a place to stay. And unfortunately, that's still going on even today. And women are fed up with it. Women are fed up with being treated as if they don't matter, as if they're not being heard. Women are tired of feeling like they're being used and abused. Women have been disregarded, discarded, like they're just a deck of cards that you don't want to play with anymore. And it's like you go from one woman to the next woman to the next woman to the next woman. And now women are out here feeling like they have to compete against each other. Women have been left to raise kids all by themselves, expecting that you wanted a relationship when all you've done is laid up with her, gotten her pregnant, and then you left and go on somewhere else into something else. And then don't even have the mind, the thought to even want to help her with raising the child, taking care of the child. She has to look for relatives and friends and family to take care of the child while she's working. She has to pay for daycare alone. She's working on the weekends. You might be off, but when she calls, you're not available. You tell her, I can't do it. I have something else to do. And your something else to do does not require you going to work. It's not you handling something that's of great importance. It's not trying to tell you what's important to you or not. But if you really think about it, if you really look at the situation, you know whether that thing that you call yourself about to do is more important than your child or not. And I don't know many things that can be more important than your child other than you being sick or working. But the woman has had to call out of work to go take care of the child. She has had to miss hours of work to take care of a child. She's the only one getting a child to the doctors all of these different things that the woman have to do. Get up in the middle of the night. She's having to take them to their sports event. She's doing everything. Has to do the cooking and the cleaning, and you get the picture. And yet you continually come to her for her body. You continually come to her to meet your entertainment needs, to meet your physical needs. You come to her, but she's not of value, or she hasn't been treated as valuable or important to you. And so now women are, is it the right term to say revolting? Women are now rising up and fighting against that, because women have realized, if I depend and wait on a man to take care of his responsibilities, or to be faithful and honest to me, it's not going to happen. So I have to do what I need to do on my own, because if not, I'm going to be left out here barefoot and pregnant, and I'm not going to have nothing. And so women had to decide, it's time to get educated. It's time to live my life wholly. It's time for me to take charge over my life and not sit around and depend on a man. And so now you're feeling some kind of way about women and women being empowered, or having gotten a sense of groundedness, and you can't handle it. You don't like it. I'm not saying that everything that women are contributing themselves to, or the ideas and ideologies that a lot of women have, are right, because some of it is not right. Some of it is not healthy. Some of it is not going to contribute to a healthy relationship. Some of it is not contributing to the woman's wholeness, because at the end of the day, though she may be empowered in education and business, you're still needing love. You're still needing companion. You need that person. And if you don't have the capacity to know how to have balance, she's going to suffer in that area. Or because she's desperate for love and want love or whatever, she's going to suffer in that area if she doesn't understand, or she doesn't get with being able to love herself. If she does not find out how to love herself and how to present herself with integrity, then she's going to suffer in certain areas, because at the end of the day, men want what they want. Men are going to get what they want. And so a woman has to understand also that you have to be balanced, and you got to be able to bring peace. You still have to have a good perspective on the situation and how to handle it. You still have to walk in your femininity, even though you are taking control over your life and you are presenting yourself as a whole woman. There was a time when I used to think that I needed to bring 50% to the table, and he needed to bring 50% to the table, and we both make 100. That was my mindset. That was my thought. Didn't understand any differently until I was introduced to the concept of, I can be whole and bring 100%, and he can be whole and bring 100%, and we make that work. Where I was thinking that we both had to bring our halves to make that whole, I had to mature to see the bigger picture, that it's about being whole. Because there was a time when I used to feel like, okay, I needed him to come in the picture, that right person, not saying any man now, because I wasn't that crazy to think that, just because he's a man, he's going to complete me and satisfy me and fulfill me. No, I still was looking for that person who can contribute his half and we make a whole. And so, but I'm thinking that it was going to take the man completing me, and me completing him. But I had to mature to understand that we both need to be complete. We both need to be whole. We both need to be healthy and individuals, and then we come together. And so on the flip side, ladies, you are suffering, you're struggling because you're continuing to feel like the way to get a man and to keep a man is to be on your backside. And you tell yourself, I'm grown, I can do what I want to do, I have needs too. But you're still looking for something bigger. You're still looking for something more. And you're becoming bitter. You're becoming angry. You're becoming desperate because you're not getting what you want because you're going about it the wrong way. So now you popping off. You got attitude because you are allowing yourself to be connected to a man who cannot fulfill you. He cannot give you what you need. Not that he can't work towards it, not that he can't do it, but because he doesn't want to, because he's not willing to grow, because he's not willing to gain the capacity to be what you want to be. He still wants to be out and play the field. He still wants to have things to go his way, the way he wanted to go, because guess why? He has this group of females that are behind you or around you that are willing to give him what he wants, the way he wanted. When women stop doing that, then we can see something different, I believe, because this is my thought. And I'm not saying what I'm saying is the golden rule, but either he's going to get it right and he's going to want to do better. So where women fear that the man is going to leave them and they're not going to, he's going to choose somebody else and go somewhere else, you're fearing that instead of realizing and understanding, like, even if you stay, even if you give him everything he's asking for, you're still not going to be happy. If he's not giving you what you need, if he's not being faithful, if he's not being honorable, if he's not honoring you, if he's not being kind, if he's not being compassionate, if he's not being supportive, if he's not being a father to his children and doing the things that men should do and can do for their woman. We can't live in this world by ourselves. We have to have one another. And I'm not saying that you have to be married in order to have a fulfilled life, because that's not the truth. Many people have fulfilled lives and they're not married. But what I am saying is that there needs to be more and has to be more unity, because at the end of the day, there are going to be marriages. There are going to be relationships. There are going to be partners and couples. It's going to happen. And so in order for us to see a more healthier community, then we got to do better as it relates to a people. And that's all I'm saying. Like, it's like men and women, we have this complaint back and forth about one another, the opposite sex. And yet, no one is trying to gain understanding or even work to doing better. It's like I hear so many excuses. I don't see nobody out trying to actually operate in a different way. But I see people, not literally, of course, but I see people making more complaints than trying to do what it takes to change and to do better. And then with this whole idea, people are, I don't want a relationship. I just don't want, it's too hard. I get it. I totally get it. But you know what? A lot of that frustration comes from too. You're not willing to put in the work. And sometimes we have to consider the type of people we've been choosing. Sometimes we have to consider the places we're going to, that we're meeting these people. We have to consider those things too. And so all I'm saying is that, fellas, you need to look at the picture and see how you've contributed, because you have not been a saint. You have not done things the right way. And women have a reason to feel the way they feel. Their feelings are valid. Their feelings are valid. Their responses are, it's understood where the responses and the emotions are coming from. It may not be the right response. The emotions may not be, they could be handled, or, the emotions can be left out so that it can leave room to see the bigger picture. So it can leave room to make better choices and decisions, and to respond in a way that is confident and that will bring results. But you're not a saint, and you have to acknowledge your part and do better if you want to. And ladies, you have to realize, if the brother ain't willing to do better, you don't need him. You don't need him. You shouldn't even want him, because he's not willing to do better. And you're going to continue to be frustrated. And then you have to realize your part and what you're doing and how you're contributing. And you have to also work on that. And so, listen, your body and you exploiting yourself is not going to be the way to get a husband, to get that man and keep him. That's just not it. Like, I know that we feel that that's probably the only way, because they're only looking at the one who is showing all of her breasts and her butt, and, who wearing certain clothes that are very revealing. That's what we think. That's what we tell ourselves. That's what it seems, because he does look at her. He's going to be enticed by that. He's going to even play with it if he can. But, most men, these are men who are actually men and are not little boys. That's usually not what they choose. I mean, yeah, they want you to look nice, and they want you to be presentable, and you to show up in, the best light, and do that, dress nice, be nice, look good, smell good. Do all those things, but you don't have to do it in a way that you are revealing yourself, where you are risking your reputation. And so, y'all, let's just think about these things. I'm only here to speak and say what I gotta say. Y'all can take it or leave it, but hey, don't say that I didn't tell you so. Well, that's my piece on that. I hope I've said something that will make your life better so that you can live life, okay? Live in freedom every day. And so I wish you the best. Until next time, be blessed. So